So here at BlizzCon, the new expansion for Hearthstone was announced, and it is the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. And here beside me, I have Mike Donais, who's working on the game. So you introduced three new factions with this game. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan is about these three crime families. One is the Cabal. The Cabal is about magic and potions and sort of tricky stuff like that. The Jade Lotus is about spies and stealth and assassins. And the third one is the Grimy Goons. The Grimy Goons are the tough guys, the muscle. They tell people what to do, and they better listen or they won't get their protection. And they are made up of the warriors, the paladins, and the hunters. The Jade Lotus is made up of the rogues, shamans, and druids, and the Cabal is made up of the priests, mages, and warlocks.
You introduced the cards with a tri-class ability. Can you tell us a little bit about this decision and how it changes the game?
Yeah, the tri-class ability is really important to this expansion because it lets these crime families, which are made up of three classes, really fit together well. It goes perfectly from a flavor standpoint, and then it works well in a mechanical standpoint. One of the tri-class cards that we've revealed so far, or the three rare ones, all let you discover a card from one of those three classes. So, for example, the Grimy Goons one is a 2-mana 1/1 with a battle cry, discover a paladin, warrior, or hunter card. And that can be really cool because maybe you're a hunter and you're finally looking for some healing or armor. And you can play that and either get an armor card from warrior or a healing card from paladin, and it'll change the way you want to play.
You're of course bringing a whole lot of new cards into the game with this expansion, but how are these new cards different from the ones that we already have in our deck, and how is it going to change the whole game?
So we've only announced about 30 cards so far from the expansion, so let me tell you about those specifically and the ones that I think will have a big impact. People have been trying to play Dragon Priest for a long time. It's a really fun thing. I enjoy building it and playing it. But we've got two new cards that we've shown off: the Dragonfire Potion and the Spy, who lets you, when you play him, if you're holding a dragon, look at three cards in your opponent's deck and pick one. And this gives you the information of three cards in your opponent's deck, which might make you play differently. Plus, it gives you one of those to use. That's the Draconid Operative. And the other one is the Dragonfire Potion, which is 6 mana, deal 5 damage to all non-dragons. Super powerful card, good in any priest deck, but especially good in the Dragon Priest deck. So I think those are going to together show a whole new deck type. And we have a bunch of new cards like that in the set. Kazakus is another great one. Kazakus is the legendary, the leader of the Cabal family. His special ability only works if you have no duplicates in your deck. And that's the type of deck that's been played by a lot of players, and we're hoping to push it up even to be more powerful because it's got such good deck building where you're trying to make decisions of one copy of 30 cards, and then it has really good gameplay because there's so many different cards in your deck. You have to think about, interact with all 30 of those cards differently each game.
So which of the cards, the new cards, are your personal favorite, and are you looking forward to seeing players utilize in the battlefield?
Well, mine is the most exciting card I think we've ever made, which is Kazakus. Kazakus is the new legendary leader of the Cabal. You play him, and you get to create your own Hearthstone spell. The Cabal's all about making potions, and this guy lets you create a potion as a magical spell in your hand. The first thing you do is you choose a mana cost for the potion. It can be 1, 5, or 10, and then you get to discover two more things. First, you discover an ability from 10 different abilities, and then once you choose that ability, you choose another second ability from 10 different abilities. And these abilities are very powerful, so you end up with a spell in your hand that's more powerful than you could have in your deck.
And these custom spells, I mean, they can be quite powerful. They can be pretty much a game changer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the examples that we've shown off so far is deal 6 damage to all minions, which might clear the board, and then resurrect 3 of your minions that died this game. And depending if you built your deck and played around that well, you might have 3 really powerful minions come back, which can be a huge game swing.
So where did you find your inspiration for this expansion, and why did you choose to bring this expansion to us now?
This was something. Whenever we make a new expansion, we talk about a whole bunch of different ideas, and we see what we're excited about. We have a big list, but we always seem to want to add more and more to the list. We have all these ideas. This time, Matt Place, who was the lead designer for this expansion, came with the idea of how about a Murloc in a fedora with, a little mustache and maybe a gun that shoots fish or shells or something like that. And we're like, wow, that's crazy. What would the rest of the set look like, right? And then from there we go out and it's like, oh, maybe it takes place in Gadgetzan because that's a kind of a seedy city away from where all the lawmakers are. And then from there we're like, oh, maybe there's other gangs too in that city, and what do they look like? And we came up with the Jade Lotus and the Cabal eventually.
Well, we can't wait to get our hands on the cards, but when is it all going live?
So over the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to show off each of the gangs. We're going to spotlight each of them. And then after that, at the beginning of December, we're going to release the expansion to everybody to play.
Well, I have no more questions, so just thank you so much for your time.
It was my pleasure.